tag. Breece is it. He got hit with the franchise tag. And we're going to talk about what that means. Come on now. We are the best show. Why? Because we give you the info and you get two completely different sides of the coin of analysis on how to feel about that info. So we're going to give you that info about Breece Hall, but we also are about to lock in and talk about the biggest hole. Is it a hole or is it a crater? Is it the Grand Canyon? Look at it, the biggest canyon in the roster. We're talking about the quarterback position. We're going to be talking up, down, all around about the biggest position in pro sports. We are live. It is Boy Green meets Wudi.
Can you guys help us get a jet chant here? Yeah, going.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. Come on in.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go!
J-E-T-S, jet, jet, jet! Let's go! J-E-T-S, jet, jet, jet! Let's go! There you go, Woody!
Third Party Thursday.
Chris joining us here on the program with a capital P here on the program.
Jake Asman, come on down. How you doing, good sir?
Wow, what an intro. I mean, Boy Green is known for having the intro, but Woody, that was unreal, man. Thanks for the kind words, son.
We are men of many names.
My favorite Austrian Jets fan right there,
Okay.
baby. Boy Green
Meets Wudi. Welcome to another episode of Boy Green Meets Wudi. It is your boy James Wudi, and you already know we are Wudi, rocking everywhere. Right here, you see all the comments, all the love, the outpouring of love for our guy, the man behind the Boy Green 25 channel. He is also the boy who became king, who was not feeling too well this morning, but he feeling hot right now. Come on now. He is none other than Mr. Paul Esden Jr. Talk to us about your health status right now.
Yes, I feel like, I'm doing a press conference about, I know there's been a lot of reports out there about my health. No, I appreciate everybody for all the kind words. Thank you for the nap tips earlier. I was able to get, do Boy Green Daily for like 45 minutes, which is much shorter than normal. Take a nap, woke up from my nap, came over here. Oh, Breece Hall. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Cover all that. And I'm like, ooh, all right. I took a little bit more than I thought. All right, back to nap. And then came back. So I'm feeling pretty good. So thank you for everyone for asking. Again, I can't be missing no Boy Green Daily. I can't be missing no Boy Green Meets Woody. So we'll see what happens as we're going through the show. But you want to know the thing that makes me feel better? David Neves, baby, joining the Boy Green Espresso Club. Hey, now. That's what I'm freaking talking about, baby. Thank you, David, for joining us. I know I was walking some people through on how to even join the Espresso Club. So thank you guys so much. Also, let's get some escalator action here. I never noticed that random girl dancing behind us to our jet chant, but salute to you, whoever the hell you are out there. David Neves, you got 5 left.
I'm going to have to watch it again.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
There it is. Yeah.
I'm not sure what this is, but you're gonna hey ho.
She was getting it.
Wow. So I've never noticed her before, but thank you for your contributions, Miss, to the show. So thank you, David, and thank you everybody for checking in on me. I appreciate it. But it's a big show, Woody. We are scheduled to do this is our last positional series. I've told people, I've hyped it up because, Woody, you said it the other day that our Thursday show, I don't want to look too far ahead, take every day by day, but the Thursday top 5 call show, like that's one of our favorites to do. It's a great idea. Shout out to Woody for coming up with it. And so that's going to be fun. And free agency's next week. So, I mean, we're here. We're less than a week away from the legal tampering period. We're less than a week from 8 days away from free agency. So anywho, let's get to the news at hand here, Woody, before we get into quarterbacks. And there was a plot twist here. Throughout the offseason, the insiders reported that the Jets were likely to place the transition tag on Breece Hall, which would have been a 1-year deal for $11.3 million. The good news about the transition tag is the Jets would have saved money. It's cheaper than the franchise tag. But the problem is that Breece would have been able to explore his market, and he could have signed an offer sheet with the team, and the Jets would have had 5 days to match. If they match it, Breece Hall would have been a Jet on that same contract he signed with whoever the team was. But there is a chance that teams could have gotten a little froggy and created poison pills and things to make it difficult. And thus, if the Jets didn't match, they'd lose him for nothing. So apparently there's been a switch, and the Jets have placed the non-exclusive franchise tag on Breece Hall. And for folks that don't understand what that means that Breece is allowed to explore the market. And if he signs an offer sheet with another team, again, the Jets would have 5 days to match. If they don't match it, they get 2 first-round picks. That is incredibly unlikely. I mean, maybe some crazy contender with a bottom 5 first-round pick says, our first-round picks are late. Maybe we'll do something crazy, but that seems unlikely. So now there's all these things that could happen. So let's start out there, Wudi. Again, they placed the non-exclusive franchise tag, which is just under $14.3 million. So it's more expensive, but they make sure that I'm leaving here with something. There's no way they're going to lose Breece Hall for nothing with this decision.
Yeah, I mean, somebody of that caliber, you cannot let someone like that walk away. I mean, they felt like that with Jermaine Johnson, who, that's my guy. Breece Hall is somebody who can be considered, I'm talking about, this is a projection, right? I'm not saying right now. I'm saying, in 2 years, he'll only be 26. He could be a top 5 running back in the league. You don't let someone with that type of sky-high potential walk out without, getting something in return. So that is nice. But again, my plan A remains the same of not having him walk out at all. If he wants to walk somewhere, he can walk to the bathroom and come right back. You know what I'm saying? Walk somewhere in the building, come right back. That's what I'm hoping. Clearly, they have not agreed on a number yet. But that's still plan A for me.
I appreciate the quote of some Aerosmith, "Walk this way." I appreciate that on Breece Hall. Thank you. And also, options are wide open with their decision. They could tag and trade him still. So again, I see CBW saying no one is giving up 2 number ones, and I agree. But what the Jets could do is let him talk to another team. If they got to a point, they have been discussing contract extension, according to Connor Hughes, and they obviously didn't get close enough to bang that out before the deadline, which is technically in 52 minutes, but they've already officially placed it. So no, there's no need for us to stay up till midnight to see if Cinderella, what's happening with her. It's the tag's been placed. But they could still tag and trade him for less than 2 number ones, obviously. They have till July 15th to work out a long-term extension, so that's possible. That's all coming together. But it sounds like the Jets want to keep Breece Hall. And they heard from the combine, and again, I've been saying this for months, so pat myself on the back, I guess. But I said, man, don't be getting cute. You have the 3rd most cap space in the league at $88 million. Just franchise tag him. Don't transition tag. Don't open up the door. Let's keep him, and we'll see if the Jets are able to do so. Now, there was an interesting tweet from Breece Hall, Woody. I don't know if you saw this, but after he was tagged, Breece Hall said, quote, "Always been the type to bet on myself. Been working. See y'all soon. Love. Fingers crossed emoji." And Rich Samini said this before Breece tweeted this out. He said, shout out to Breece for betting on himself before Breece tweeted it out, and saying, what must have happened is the Jets offered, now we're just sort of speculating a little bit, but the Jets offer, let's say, a 3-year deal, and they say, hey, Breece, take this. And he's like, I think I can make more. And then they're like, all right, well, we're just going to let you know. We're going to franchise tag you if you don't take this deal. And then now he's franchise tag. He's betting on himself. So he could play out this year on the tag and say, you know what? I don't need an extension unless you get to my number I want. Let me play out this year, and then we'll see what happens next year. The Jets, of course, would be allowed to franchise tag him again if they wanted to. But we'll see. They have till July 15th. If on July 14th they work on a 3-year deal, Breece, of course, is extended. If we get to July 16th, there is that ends the window. The Jets cannot extend Breece on July 16th. So for people who don't understand that, they can't. It's the rules. It's over. It's that point or nothing. So we'll see if something happens there. But then Breece's only choices would be to play out the tag or to hold out. And if he holds out, like, he won't get fined and stuff. So that's the good news, because technically he wouldn't be under contract. but he would just really royally screw up potentially his future in that realm. So yeah, this tweet from Breece was interesting.
Definitely interesting. I can't lie, it made me nervous. Every Breece Hall tweet, I gotta try to get out my best Sherlock Holmes, read between the lines type deal. And this is definitely one of them. I mean, I took it as he didn't like. He was like, "You guys go hold that deal. I'm gonna bet on myself, have a career year, and then the world is my oyster." I felt like that was the energy. Knowing what I know about Breece, how he feels, about himself. And that's not exactly like, if plan A is to keep him, I'm not sure if that's where we need the energy going. But it is possible that it's just simply, okay, now I can talk to teams and get my value, because I feel like when you combine this tweet with the Connor Hughes tweet of what he was talking to people at the combine, and according to Connor Hughes, they were saying that his value may exceed 11.3 million per year. If that, I mean, that kind of blindsided me, because we were looking at Javonte, and I thought we all agreed, Javonte had a better year, and he only got the deal that he got. So we kept talking about, yes, exactly. So we kept talking about 3-year 30, 3-year 33. But if we're now exceeding that number, which that would be, right, according to Hughes, now I feel like, okay, they're both in uncharted waters. Like, I don't know where Muji's at, what Muji's budget is looking like. Should be a little bit higher now that you got rid of all that money from Jermaine. But I don't know where that. So I guess that's what this is a chance for Breece to define what that market is. So there is a chance that they define the market. Muji's like, okay, you twisted my arm, but here's 3 for 39, and we get there. But I have this bad feeling. I saw Boss Girl's comment earlier. She was nervous for my well-being if Breece wasn't gone. Hey, I'm still nervous. I still have that pit in my stomach, because it seems like he's more than willing to play on this tag and kind of ball out and try to not settle for an extension. And I saw someone else say, "Oh, I'm thinking about extending him twice. I mean, tagging him twice," which the Jets are fully within their right. And that might be a situation we're in. I just can't help but feel that we're going to be in a very similar situation next year. I don't feel good about the extension, even though it's still my plan A. I just had that pit in my stomach, making me feel uneasy.
I'll tell you, that was my first interpretation of the Breece Hall tweet, to throw it back up again. Is like, he's like, oh yeah, I'm bet on myself. Like, fuck you guys. I'll fine. You tag me. That's within your right, but it's within my right. I'm going to play on this, and I'm going to ball out. I'm going to be awesome. And then we're going to see what happens after. So I agree. I'm glad you brought up the Jermaine point real quick. They saved $13.4 million by trading him away. Now, technically, they also had to take on T'Vondre Sweat, so it's like $11.7 million technically if you pair them together. And the franchise tag is a little under 14.3. So the Jets really are sort of unaffected by tagging Breece, because like the Jermaine trade just sort of came out of nowhere. So now you're only accounting for like $3 million. So the Jets are still in a very good financial position. Long story short. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Again, Breece's only choices, if we get past July 15th, is play out the tag or try to hold out. And again, the rules are he could basically hold out if he went nuclear to like week 10, week 11, try to do that crazy Hassan Reddick crap, and just play the minimum amount you have to do on the season for the season to toll. For it to count. So we'll see if he goes nuclear. Again, the reporting from Connor Hughes said that the Jets expect him to play on the tag. Like, he's not going to do any of that. But we'll see. Maybe this Breece Hall stuff, I'm ready to bet on myself. Maybe it's just leverage play. Maybe he's just saying whatever he wants to say. He says, I'm willing to do it. And the Jets are, there's all this extracurricular activity. I don't want to waste too much time on it, because I know we want to jump into the quarterbacks here, Woody, but Jonathan Taylor and the Colts were super nasty to each other. And then we're like, oh boy, they're never going to link up. Then boop, money fixes all problems. They signed the deal, and it was all for naught. So we'll see what happens here, Breece.
Absolutely. I will definitely be watching with bated breath. As you guys know, that's my guy. That's the last jersey, relevant jersey that remains in this closet. And again, I mean, we literally about to talk about it right now. But my overall plan is that the Jets' next franchise QB will be drafted next year, and a big part of that, his development, is having someone like Breece Hall in the backfield. We cannot be getting by with somebody, and I'm not trying to disrespect somebody right now, but I'm not even gonna name a name, right? Just we can't just be having an average running back, rolling around. We need an elite option, somebody with the type of ceiling that Breece Hall has. So I just hope they can work it out, but I'm not holding my breath.
All right, let's get a quick super chat in here, then we'll go to quarterbacks here. Here we go.
Wow.
Thank you for the $2 super chat, Luby, super Jet fan. Trade pick 16 and Hall for pick 7 with Kansas City. Kansas City has pick 9, just a slight alteration to the super chat. But boom! And maybe that's the value. Maybe the Jets are going to do that, and then you're in a position to get Love. I will say tagging and trading is totally on the table now. Again, it won't be for 2-1s, obviously, but it is on the table. It seems like the Jets right now want to keep him, but maybe they reach a snag. Like, negotiations start getting really heated, and then Breece is saying things or his agent saying things behind the scenes. And all of a sudden, the Jets like, you know what? Screw this. All right, let's explore tag and trade. Like, it's gotten to a point of no return. Maybe that happens. I don't know. So, yes, it's totally on the table, Luby. We'll see.
Yeah, I find this suggestion offensive. All right.
Oof. Okay. Well, I appreciate your candid. I appreciate your candor here. Let's get another super chat here. DNY for life.
Wow.
Devin, aka DIY for life, says BG sound a lot better. 2020. Wow. Yes, I do feel better. So hopefully that lasts at the end of the show. But I feel good right now. So DIY for life, thank you so much. We'll add this to your super chat total. Thank you kindly, everybody, for all the, like I said, all the interactions. That's been good. All right. So Woody, are you ready for some quarterback talk?
I am ready. Just quick shout out right before to my guy, me. Go on, anger. I did have old school jerseys, low key, but like as an adult, I have not purchased an old school jersey, so I do need to get back to it. Like, none of them fit is what I'm trying to say, because
I see.
I've gotten fat as an adult. So that's one thing. I could sign up for Weight Watchers and try to fit into my high school jerseys, or buy. So I'll figure that out. But that's a great suggestion.
100%. All right. So, folks, if you've missed this series that me and Woody have done, it's supposed to be educational. We're going to let you know the Jets quarterbacks that are set to be free agents in one form or another. We'll explain that. What quarterbacks are still on the team. And then we'll play trivia with Woody, where he has to guess how many quarterbacks are in Daniel Jeremiah's top 50, how many quarterbacks are in the top 50 NFL free agents. We'll talk pro personnel. We'll talk college. We'll talk trade possibilities. We're going to go through a lot of options at quarterback. And then me and Woody will give our takes on these quarterbacks as we're going through that process. Let's start off with the departing free agents, Woody. There's 2 names on the list. It is Tyrod Taylor, who's an unrestricted free agent, and Hendon Hooker is an ERFA. That means exclusive rights free agent. It's basically a fancy word that means that if the Jets tender Hendon Hooker at this level, he's veteran minimum to bring him back on the 90-man roster. So we'll see if they do that. But what do you make of this room?
I'm sorry. I got nothing personal against these guys.
Sure.
Going Anger also said, I shouldn't get too attached to these players. I try not to, but when you root for the team, you're watching the team. Every Sunday, you can, you start feeling certain ways. So for these 2 guys right here, nothing, I don't got nothing bad to say about them. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of good to say about them. So we probably just let them walk. Hooker, I probably would have fought a little bit more for if Engstrom was still the OC, and it's like, same offense type deal and all that type of stuff, and helping the new guy transition. But with Engstrand out the door, so goes that idea. So wish them well in their next endeavors.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if you bring back Hendon because again, it's veteran minimum, and who knows? I don't think I was about to say who knows, but we know he wouldn't make the roster. But like for a camp arm, and why not? Maybe so. But it might just be best to part ways and move on. Which takes us to the current Jets quarterback room: Brady Cook, Bailey Zappi, Justin Fields. That's the room right now. Yeah. Wow. So here it is. Bailey Zappi was signed to a reserve future contract at the end of the season. Justin Fields is on the team for now. But again, we talked about this thing that Wudi did not find interesting at all. Justin Fields has no trigger date in his contract. So technically, the Jets could cut him today. They could cut him in a month from now. There is no rush potentially to cut Justin Fields. Maybe they will just wait till they solve, quote unquote, right? They trade for this guy or sign this guy. They're like, all right, these are the guys we would have wanted. All right, Justin. So they keep him just as the backup of backup plans because, again, it doesn't matter. So maybe that's it, but I don't anticipate Justin Fields being back. Bailey Zappi, again, he's going to be a camp arm. And Brady Cook, again, because it's dirt cheap, he's probably a camp arm at this point too. But, none of these guys have long-term futures with the Jets.
I can't lie. I feel like so far, and I promise is not turning into a AG Bass session. All right, so guys, put your pitchforks away. But we had a couple of QB decisions to make. I would have kept Adrian Martinez. And I'm not even saying that he's Joe Montana or nothing like that. But it just makes me so upset that Brady Cook is on the team and Martinez is not. And then of course Justin Fields. The amount of times I had to hear it, but he was 4-2. It's okay that he's on the team for right now. Bailey Zappi doesn't even deserve any words after this sentence, so this is the only sentence that I'm gonna say. But we need some. What is it? Bugs Bunny in Space Jam. He pulls Michael Jordan around and he's like, "We need your help." You know what I'm saying? We need some help. We definitely need some help. Low key, I wouldn't be that mad if Fields somehow, some way was on the roster in September. Just gonna say that because I know you guys think that I hate his guts.
I appreciate you forcing that in there, Woody. So that is that is the current quarterback room for the New York Jets, which takes us to now. Let's get into how the hell do we fix this thing? All right, Woody, trivia time. Daniel Jeremiah dropped his top 50. It has since been updated, so if that affects you at all, potentially on your answer, how many Daniel Jeremiah, longtime former scout, NFL Network draft analyst, everything else. How many quarterbacks do you think in the draft, this year's draft, does he have in his top 50?
It's a good question.
Okay.
You would think I would be better prepared because we do this every time.
That's true.
He definitely has Mendoza, obviously Simpson, but Moore's not there. Wasn't right? This is an updated list, right?
This is updated. I believe he updated it right before the combine. I'm not sure if he updated it post combine.
Oh,
that I'm unaware of.
Yeah. So I feel like that's got to be. Am I missing somebody? I'm gonna go with two. I can name two. Okay. I'm going with two. I don't know if anyone because 50. That's actually not that many. That's not even the full first two rounds. So I think I'm gonna go with. Oh, Luby said 5. Oh yeah, no. I see some twos in the building. Let's get it. Twos. I'm rolling with the audience right now, and what I was saying before. 2. Let's get it.
That is correct. There are 2. Woody, number 1 overall is Fernando Mendoza, so he's top billing. And Ty Simpson is 40 on the list. He is 40 on Daniel Jeremiah's big board. So there you have it. There are 2. This is the draft path that the Jets currently have available if they choose to dip their toes. Obviously, Fernando isn't happening here, Woody. Do you have any interest in Ty Simpson?
No. No. Yeah. No. Not really. Not really. Actually, you know what? Not at all.
Wow.
Not at all.
That was,
Should I explain why? Or
well, I mean, I guess. I mean, you were sort of like, ooh, ooh,
yeah, no, because I was trying to save feelings. I know Ty, especially after what he said about the Jets, people are now like, "Oh,
I
like,
love the Jets.
Yeah, all that
Beautiful.
nonsense." But nah, Ty Simpson, no, I don't want him. He's a waste.
Oof.
Even if he is drafted at 33 or 44, I mean, we have so many holes that we need to fill. And we don't even know what Ty Simpson he really fell off at the end there. I don't think he is, that type of guy, that type of caliber. We know the type of caliber of guys that is going to get another year of development in the college system next year. I don't want a distraction. That's my number one thing, that I don't want a distraction. We just talked about getting attached to players. All of y'all, everyone, all right, was attached to Justin Fields. Y'all thought he was going to be the MVP. And because of that, we didn't even take a look at the QB prospects this year. Didn't look at Jackson Dart. Didn't look at Tyler Shug. Didn't look at I almost called him Dion. Shadur Sanders. Didn't look at nobody because, hey, we signed Fields. We're going to unlock Fields. Fields is the way to go. If we draft Ty Simpson, there is no way in hell we about to draft Arch or whatever, whoever is at the top of the board next year. And that is the gold mine that I'm looking for. I'm not trying to draft this piece of bronze and put it in the place where the gold trophy should be. So Ty Simpson, you can go anywhere you want, but stay the hell out of MetLife Stadium.
Wow. I just had an epiphany when I asked you that question because I was watching Take Flight Talk. I think it was over the weekend or something. And you and Abby were on and you went, boy, Ty Simpson better not be anywhere in here. We got so many needs, 33, 44. Get the hell out of here. And you had a very passionate Take Flight Talk rant on Ty Simpson. Again, I know you don't, but I give the benefit of the doubt to the Jets. If they determine that they believe he's a franchise quarterback, now I'm nervous when you look at career starts. We talked a lot about it with Dante, but it goes the same for Ty. When you're under 20 college starts, there are a lot of very rough numbers of how many of those kind of people have success at the next level. There's Cam Newton's. There are some success stories, but there's a lot of bodies in the graveyard. And the Jets, I would imagine, depending on what our plan is veteran-wise later, that he could be forced on the field early. And then if he's not on the field at all, and then you're making a 2027 draft decision on a guy you didn't see, there's just a lot of stuff that could be possible. Again, if they take him, I'm going to be hopefully excited because they've identified a franchise quarterback. But, yeah, I would prefer to fill other holes in the team right
now. Yeah. I mean, we have no choice. Like, obviously, if he's I mean, that's how it was with Zach Wilson. I had to, let's go, Zach. Oh, Zach Wilson. I had to. But, we didn't. I had a gun to my head pretty much. But, yeah, Ty. He's not him. He's not him. Please trust me. Trust me when I say he's not him. I tried to warn y'all about Zach. Tried to warn y'all about Fields. Please listen. Heed my warnings about Ty. Please. Please. I'm not here to bash people for the sake of bashing. I'm here to protect my friends. And who are my friends? Everyone in the comments that I see across all 5 different places. Shout out to IG Quinn MC. I don't think you knew that I was watching, but I'm watching. Shout out to you.
Appreciate that. All that love out there on the audience. Beautiful. Thank you no matter where you're watching. Make sure you guys like the video. Hit subscribe here. I just surpassed over. I was a little whatever the word is earlier, so I didn't get to celebrate it in its full flower, but I appreciate it. Over the weekend, we surpassed 8,400 subscribers, which is pretty cool. And then at some point today, in between my naps, we surpassed 8,410 subscribers. We're up to 8,412. So, again, we just keep chipping away. It's been an amazing response. All right, Wudi, let's get to the pro personnel side. ESPN's Matt Bowen put out a top 50 free agent list. How many quarterbacks are on his top 50? Again, these are free agents. These are veterans.
Man, whoa. You probably said that thing I wouldn't realize. I thought we was using Dane Brugler. Now we're using Matt Bowen.
No. Yeah. Dane Brugler works for the Athletic. He doesn't have a free agent list.
Oh, so what? Are you sure? Are you sure we weren't
100%. Yeah, Dane Brugler's a draft guy. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we'll go to the top 50. All right. Let me ask you a question. Does Aaron Rodgers count as a free agent?
He's a free agent. Of course he counts.
Okay. Well, is he retired? I don't know. Okay, I am gonna go with. Damn, this is. But there's a lot of like weak positions. The audience isn't giving me nothing. God damn, y'all didn't even say.
Yeah, and I'll jump in to say this to give you any hint if you need. Tua and Murray obviously do not count. So we're talking about free agents that are scheduled to hit the market. We're not talking about people who could maybe be cut like Kirk Cousins and stuff. None of those guys count. This is purely free agents. Yes.
I'm gonna go with. I think I'm gonna go with. I'm going with 3. I'm gonna go with Rodgers, Mariota, and someone else. Maybe it's 2. Maybe it's 2 like the last. Because when I was thinking like, oh, there's probably someone else, there wasn't. So you know what? Ixnay, we're gonna go Rodgers and Mariota. Hit me with 2 times 2, baby. Or I mean 2. I mean, you know what I mean. 2 times 1, like just 2. But I meant 2 because the reason why I said that was because it was 2 last time, and that was 2 this time. That's what I'm saying. So hit me with the 2.
This is one of those ones that you would get right in Jeopardy, but you got there in a weird way. Neither Aaron Rodgers or Marcus Mariota is considered a top 50 free agent. You're missing some obvious ones. Malik Willis is on the list.
Oh, damn.
He's 17, and then Daniel Jones is 4 on the list.
Low key, we did get some breaking news extremely early in our our pod. I don't know if you saw it.
I think I did, but let's hit it.
Yeah, shout out to Armand on Take Flight Talk. You guys have been active all episode. I appreciate you guys big time. Don't forget to like the video too. But we said that Daniel I can't even find the comment, but Daniel Jones, Indiana Jones, was franchise tagged. Found it. Using the transition tag. Yes, for $37.8 million. God damn, Indiana Jones. And the Last Crusade, he out here, he robbing somebody. I don't know if he's worth that. But anyway, yeah, that's one dude kind of off the market.
Kind of not. Transition means he can explore the market and sign any deal. But I would say this. The surprise of all this is now Alec Pierce, who got a ton of interest at the combine. Everyone said, he's getting tagged. Just so people know, if you don't, you cannot transition tag one guy and franchise tag another. You get one tag to use. There are 3 different types, non-exclusive, exclusive, transition. They use theirs on Daniel Jones, which means I think the Colts made a mistake here. And the reason I'm saying it is, how many people are rushing to sign blown out Achilles Daniel Jones, with all due respect? Maybe the fact that there's only 2 names on this list is like, Paul, you're not reading the room right, and people would be rushing. Maybe, I don't know, but interesting nonetheless. So those are the 2. To your point, Daniel Jones transition tagged. The Colts have the right of first refusal. They'll have 5 days to match any offer if he were to sign one out there in the streets. But this isn't a wide receiver episode, but Alec Pierce is going to get the bag, and he'll get it from somebody. We'll see who that is. So, we'll go through each of them. Daniel Jones transition tag. Is there absolutely one modicum of any interest in DJ?
Hell no, my God. No. Shout out to Dirty Coach Media. This is a great point. When we made that trade with them, it was like the 28th pick. I was like, all right, we can have a pick at the end. And whoop, all the way up to 16. Shout out Sauce.
We don't get that kind of luck, when we made that trade, I told myself it's going to be 25 or worse, and I'm like, but that's cool, whatever. A first round pick's a first round pick, and then they collapsed like a used launcher after starting 7-1. They just fell apart. So yeah, it is crazy. And again, I hate seeing injuries. It did benefit us, but that was rough. And yes, I did say it. Daniel Jones is number 4 on the list. That is, in fact, this is Matt Bowen's ESPN top 50 free agents list. That is what he's listed at. So yes, he considers him the 4th best overall free agent available. Malik Willis 17. So you have no interest in Daniel Jones. By the way, real quick, I don't either. With all due respect, the blown Achilles. Aaron Glenn needs a quarterback now. Like, that'd be complicated. I would assume he's not going to be ready for the start of the season. And then we go to who Ian Rappaport called the most fascinating free agent in 8 years. Malik Willis is what he called him at the Jets desk at the combine. And I'm like, wow, that's some bold praise for Mr. 6 starts. Are you on the Malik Willis train? Toot, toot.
I think we both know the answer. And I think we both, the last time we talked about this, we were in alignment. Maybe that alignment has changed. Absolutely nothing has changed for me. This is the number 1 dude. Actually, number 2. No, I'm switching back. Number 1 dude to avoid. Because I was thinking Ty Simpson. But you know what? There is a chance that, maybe Ty develops that. Malik Willis is the number 1 dude to avoid out of all these dudes. Fool's gold if I've ever seen it. Like you said, 6 starts. Struggling dude. Comes into Matt LaFleur's system, very, very, very QB friendly. Obviously, he has some skills, right? Justin Fields has skills. What was happening in Matt LaFleur's system with those guys, right? Josh Jacobs out here. You want to talk about that dude is a beast. And then the receivers out there, we were talking about Romeo Doubs, and that's not even the best receiver on their team. They got receivers for days. Ain't none of that is transferring to what we got going on with Reich and the boys. Please, you guys didn't listen to me about Zach. You guys didn't listen to me about Fields. You guys did not listen. I've seen some arguments about Ty Simpson. If you can listen to me about one person to just avoid, throw up the X. It is Malik Willis. I promise you, we will be better off without him.
Yeah, I just don't have any interest. Again, we have no choice as Jet fans. If they sign him, they sign him, and I'm gonna be the biggest Malik Willis fan in the world, I suppose. But I just 6 career starts. I've heard a lot of crazy ass rumors about what he could get paid. I'll let Arizona swim in those waters. I'll let somebody else swim in those waters. I just can't do it, man. I can't do it. That's just Matt LaFleur is not coming with him. So if he was, let's have a conversation. But he ain't. So, I'll let somebody else overspend on Malik Willis.
I think we missed a super chat.
Oh, okay.
From our guy Joe the Jet. I can definitely address that.
Oh, I see it. Yes, thank you very much for catch an eye on that, Woody. Thank you. Let's hit it. Zariah Luna, you know what to do.
Wow.
Arch is not him either. I know, hot take. I am not here to agree or disagree with the take. I just named it. He is like the symbol of, there, are a lot of great QB prospects. And, of course, the name value of the Manning name, a lot of people are treating him like the belle of the ball. I personally am not saying he's the belle of the ball. I think it's impossible to say that right now. I mean, they got to play a full season of college football. So we'll see. Maybe it's Dante Moore, maybe it's Lenore Sellers, it could be a whole bunch of different guys. But just Arch is the one with the name value. So I'm pretty sure I said like Arch in those dudes, like just to say like, he's one of those guys being mentioned. But no argument here from your boy. And I'm someone who loves to argue. So
To me, Arch was underwhelming at the beginning of the college football season, and there was so much hype. Arch Manning, it's not his fault. There's hype. I mean, it is what it is. But there's all this hype, and he didn't play very well. And at the end of the season, he played very well, and you're like, oh, there it is. Yep. Oh, whoa, up, there it is. And I'm excited to see. Yes, Joe the Jet bringing up some Notre Dame love. C.J. Carr, Dante Moore, obviously. Again, there's a million names we can get into, but it's going to be, it appears by all metrics, going to be Julian Sand. That's another one I forgot. Like, I'm going to forget. There's just so many, in theory, we say it right now, of really good quarterbacks. Let's see what happens. Let's play it out. Again, it'll be, I don't want to say hard. That's not the right way to say it. But if we don't draft a quarterback this year or draft one high, like if they take one in the 5th round, I don't think any of us are like, well, that's solved. If you don't take one this year, all of our attention while 2026 is going on, we'll be looking ahead, paying attention to college football Saturdays. Like, that's what they're lining up for. So again, a hot take of him not being him, Arch is not him either. I know, hot take. I don't feel confident enough either way to say it. He will be the man heading into the season because of how he finished. People will be speaking about him in the Heisman conversation. People will be speaking about him in those way too early mock drafts as soon as April's draft is over. But hey, it's all TBD. It's all TBD. Wudi, I've got some trade names and other names that may end up being free agents to go through. I know you told me, I think it was before the show. I don't think you said it live, but you have another name. Do you want to save your other name for the end?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, if you uncover it, then it's like, damn,
okay.
Yeah,
Inspector Gadget over here. All right. Wah, wah, wah. My go gadget arms. We'll see what happens. All right. Well, I'll just start throwing. These are in no particular order anymore. The draft ones are over. The free agents are over. Now these are just ones that could happen. We can be quick with this one because the Jets are quick as long as we believe the reporting. Brian Costello came out and said that the Jets have no interest in Kirk Cousins. He's not on their radar at all, and it's over. And they're crossed off the list. Zach Rosenblatt wrote something very similar. It wasn't as aggressive as how Kaz said it in the New York Post, but Kirk Cousins off the list. And we apparently don't want him, and he doesn't want us.
If you don't want us, then, there's nothing we can do. Obviously, Minnesota, the idea of him going back to Minnesota, and if you've seen the show Quarterback, what that, town or city means to his wife and family, that fits like a glove. So, if that's the case, then that's it. But, the Jets, I feel like, should want Kirk Cousins. Like the fact that, that was how the report came out, was that they don't have interest in him. Like that was crazy to me because, that for me, that's a top 5 option. But, if he don't want us, then there's nothing we can do. We can't twist anybody's arm.
To me, I explained this morning on Boy Green Daily that, if you're in high school and you're thinking about asking the cute girl to prom, and then you overhear a rumor that if you ask, she is going to reject you mightily in front of everybody, it's smart for you to just say, you know what, I'm not interested in her. Oh, okay. If it's a no, then it's smart for you to just come out and say, yeah, I didn't want her either. So did the Jets catch wind that Kirk had no interest? So, hey, we just want it leaked out there that, hey, we don't have interest either. Fuck you. So that to me, I'm with you. We don't agree very often, quite frankly, never. And Kirk Cousins to me was an option that was very high on my bucket list of like competency. And obviously that's not going to happen. So I'm fine with it because, that 2018 thing of him using us, so if the Jets don't want him or he doesn't want us, great. Fuck him. I don't even have to, I don't have to pretend. It's not like he gets here and then, I have to think about that anymore. So sweet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Concur. Okay, great.
Yeah,
here, let's go to this name. Hey, we had a hot take earlier. Maybe this is a hot take. Now that Kirk Cousins is off the board for the Jets, I think the Jets' best option of the terrible options that are available is Derek Carr unretiring and being traded to the Jets. So Derek Carr, Matthew Berry of NBC Sports, this was the show this morning. he said the rumor he heard the most is that the Saints fully expect Derek Carr to unretire and that they will trade him to the New York Jets. That's the rumor that he heard the most at the combine. And that was the sexiest, juiciest rumor that he heard, which apparently the cost, if you were curious, Woody, and you hadn't heard it, is a day 3 pick. So that means anywhere from the 4th round to the 7th round and probably something on the later side from everything that we're hearing from that perspective. Derek Carr, you ready to put that car in drive? Boop, boop.
Yeah, actually, if that was the case, he would actually be higher on my list than Kirk. I think everything that Kirk is, Carr is, but like better. Like he's younger. I think he has a better arm. He's just as a nice human being. You guys might do a ESPN Google search and be like, well, what do you mean? Kirk has had these stats versus Carr stats, but I mean, Kirk has also had some of the best wide receiver duos like of the last 10 years, like multiple different duos of the last 10 years. He was throwing to while Derek Carr was making do with Amari Cooper for 12 games a season. So I think Derek Carr, again, would be better than Kirk Cousins in every single way. The issue is that I heard out of Derek Carr's mouth, him talking about he wanted a chance to win the Super Bowl. He wanted, a chance to do all these things. That is, I don't think that's happening with the JETS, Jets. So I don't know how willing he would be to unretire. Unretiring, that's a big deal. Like that, to be able to just like sit on the couch and not have 300-pound men tackle you at full force, and then you're going to get back into that, and that's going to happen to you on a daily basis, weekly basis, for months at a time, is a huge commitment, and people don't take that lightly. They don't do it for no reason. So I just find it highly unlikely, unless Derek Carr is mentally unwell. I just find it highly unlikely that he would leave his wife and children and his couch to just be at the bottom of the barrel with the Jets.
Wow. Let's go to Take Flight Talk MFC as a question. Does Carr have any kind of no trade clause? Now, this is an interesting comment because, there's actually only like 6 players in the entire National Football League that have a no trade clause. That's crazy. It's a very small number, small finite number. But he sort of has a no trade clause because there's a lot of extracurricular activity that we have to sort of unpack here. First off, the Jets or any team that wants to trade for currently retired quarterback Derek Carr is they'd have to work out compensation. And then that team, after they agreed, so like, let's say they called the Saints and say, hey, we'll give you a 6 for Carr. They're like, deal. But here it is. So that deal, like not that the trade's official deal, we agree that would be the compensation. Now you need to get Derek Carr on a plane, fly him to us. We're going to work him out and make sure he could pass a physical because we're not going to do the trade if he can't pass a physical. So that part would happen. And then Derek Carr would have to basically rip up his contract because you're not acquiring the $150 million deal that he has. That's just got to be rewritten completely now that he's unretiring. So in a way, he has no trade clause because he could refuse to do that and cause all kinds of issues. But I imagine this is going to be hey, Saints are doing a solid for Derek. Derek says, I want to unretire. Saints like, cool, let's try to give us a list of like 5 teams or something you want to go to. All right, let's work out with the teams if there's mutual interest and go through those levels. So he doesn't officially have a no trade clause, but he might as well, based on all the rules and everything that has to happen here. So, there's a lot of moving parts. But Derek Carr, someone else said this, I don't see where it is, but Derek Carr won't officially unretire like today and file his paperwork because he doesn't want to screw the Saints. As soon as he unretires and that paperwork's official, his contract hits the Saints' books. They're about to do free agency. So what they would do is work it all out in advance. Derek tells the Saints, I want back in. They say, cool, don't file that yet. Let's work out all the particulars. So then it's bing, bam. So like he comes back, he officially unretires. We immediately trade him to the Jets or whatever team, and it goes from there. So again, there is a lot of moving parts here, but yes, that's how it would work, with Derek Carr. Yes.
Yeah. And just, I see some Carr slander to CBW's comment. No, I'm saying if Cousins and Carr both, that was the Jets were their top options. I would have chosen Carr because I think Carr is better in all those different ways that I said earlier. Yeah, I think it would be a real nice thing to have him. And to answer our guy Mark, is there no hope that he can lead us? I know, obviously, perception is quarterbacks alone do it all, but it does take a team to win all these games, and right now it's too early to say because they could kill it in free agency, they could kill it in the draft, and Derek Carr. It is possible that they could get there this year. It is, but from where we are at right now, doesn't. I can't say it's likely. They would really have to hit, grand slam. Free agency is really the big one, grand slam there, and then the draft to supplement that. We'll see. But yeah, Carr can definitely. I guess the bottom line is Derek Carr can win a playoff game in 2026, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's competent. He's competent, which is what I'm looking for. I don't know about all pro or any of that stuff. We'll see. MFC on the Take Flight Talk channel says, why is no one blurting out random quarterback names? Folks, if you're in the audience and there are names we haven't discussed, we have gone past some free agents. If there's names beyond the top 50 you want us to discuss, throw some names out there. I've got a list of names I sort of want to go through, but quarterback options. I'm going to go through some trade possibilities. I'm going to go through some guys that are cap casualties that are expected to be released and things of that nature. But yeah, if you guys have names, super chat them in or throw them into the comment section, and we'll try to start going through a bunch of them there. Let's go to another one here. We're talking about trades. Mac Jones. Would you have any interest in Mac Jones? And by the way, here's just a couple of nuggets. People have been saying for weeks, yes, Derek Carr is 34. He turns 35 before the start of the 2026 season. And I see a couple interesting names. We'll get to those. Some that weren't on my list, so I appreciate that. Mac Jones, there's a lot of buzz that the 49ers have been looking for a second-round pick for Mac Jones. Zach Roseblatt in his piece reported from what he heard at the Combine, it's a second plus, so a second and more. And then there was a report that came out today that the 49ers have been asking any team that has asked about Mac Jones. The conversation starts with a first-round pick in the 2026 NFL draft. So I throw that to you, James Wudi.
The only words that need to be said. Happy Eddie McGuire said it best. Put this brilliant man's comment. That's it. That's it. All right. Keep Mac Jones away. If the price was a 6, I'm putting up Eddie McGuire's comment. Putting up this comment. Mac Jones can stay where he's at.
Yeah, I've got absolutely no interest. You would only, because here's the thing, you give up anything like that, you immediately have to sign Mac Jones to a long-term deal. You're saying he's your quarterback if you're giving up that kind of price. I'm not trading for him and letting him play out the final year. So I don't want to do any of that anyway. I think he's a tool bag. I hated him with the Patriots. he always is kicking our players in the nutsack, whether it's Sauce Gardner or this guy. So he just everything about him makes me cringe. And, those assets are crazy. So 49ers, if that's the price, get the hell out of here. DIY for life. No dick kicker, please. So, yeah, I just, no. And if someone pays it, like, God bless. If the Vikings, I heard that rumor from the Combine that they're willing to, under KOC and just make it, and maybe it'll work for them and throw in Justin Jefferson and shit. But no way.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Yeah.
No, here's the next one.
Yeah. Let's go to these. I'm gonna not package these two names together, but I'm gonna just say their destiny is to both be released. They're currently under contract, but they're set to be released within the first 5 days of the new league year. Both of these individuals, and we could talk about them separately. Tua Tagovailoa, by all accounts, will not be traded. And there was a report that came out today that even if the Dolphins grabbed Tua and gave another team a pick to take him, they may not be able to find a taker. So, that report came out today for both him and Kyler Murray, for that matter. And those are the two guys, Kyler Murray and Tua. Let's start off with Tua here, Wudi. Any intra-divisional? Again, it wouldn't be a trade. It sounds like by all accounts he's going to get cut. Do you have any interest in the guy who just a couple years ago led the league in passing yards?
Yeah, that's going to be a strong no. I have no hate towards Tua. Just obviously the injury issues. His arm isn't great. There's really not a lot of good things about him. Actually, I think Mike McDaniel did his absolute best to shove his hand up to his ass and make him look like a competent quarterback. But there's a reason why Brian Flores stood on 10 toes, lost his job because he didn't want to work with Tua. And then, Mike McDaniel, the dude that actually was supporting Tua, now, lost his job. So that shows me all I need to know about Tua, where he's going. And this is proof to all you guys who think I hate AG, I hate his guns, all this type of stuff. If I wanted AG to get fired, I would be saying sign Tua right now because he is a coach killer. But I'm not saying that. I want the Jets to succeed. And Tua, nah, hell no.
Yeah, there's a couple of things here with Tua. It was mentioned about the concussions, which is true. He's a concussion away from something very terrible happening. And boy, the way that he called his leadership came into question last season about how he handled the locker room and put people on blast publicly. And then then his coach, Mike McDaniel, said, he didn't mean that. And it was just a whole big mess. So, yeah, and we all know about the cold stuff and everything else. So, for all those reasons, absolutely not. So, go pound sand, buddy. Let's go to the other one. It's Kyler Murray. Again, by all accounts, he will be released. The unique thing, I guess, I didn't mention this, but it's worth talking about as a positive. Kirk Cousins, Tua, Kyler. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else I'm not thinking of. There probably is, but I'm not. My brain isn't putting it together. Because, yes, Gino. These guys, because of their contracts, they are likely going to play for the veteran minimum in 2026 because their old teams owe them the money. So what happens is in those scenarios is teams pay the difference. So if the Jets signed Tua, they could sign him for the veteran minimum, and the Dolphins, the division rival, would be footed with the bill, which if you're the Jets, you're like, yeah, fuck you, Dolphins or Cardinals or whoever. Why do I want to pay? Any more they pay is just less money the other team pays. So that's a neat benefit to get guys super dirt cheap. And maybe if the Jets do that for one of these quarterbacks, they could build out the rest of the team. What if you're paying $1.3 million for Kyler or $1.3 million for Tua or any of these guys? Damn, what a great benefit. And the Jets have the third most cap space in the league. That's set to change, obviously, with the franchise tag official. So they'll have less than that, but that's super neat. The Jets, man, that's a really cool, interesting nugget. So I put that on top and then throw it to you, Wudi, on Kyler Murray. One of the big rumors coming out of the combine is that is an option. Connor Hughes and Zach Rosenblatt said when they went to the combine, they fully anticipated basically the Kirk Cousins thing happening, where they were going to hear from sources that emphatically said, yeah, there's zero chance of that. And they said the opposite happened, that their sources said, oh, he's totally legitimately an option that we're considering. Doesn't mean that he's a favorite or anything like that, but he is totally within their list of guys that they're considering. And Connor Hughes and Zach Rosenblatt on Jets Final Drive yesterday said that surprised them. So Kyler Murray, James Wudi.
This is clear. If you're an objective observer of football,
sure,
Kyler Murray is far and ahead the best option. There's no one even close to skill set, age, what he's already done, resume, what he's already done. You can say, what has Kyler done? Google his stats. They are pretty much, if a Jets quarterback had Kyler Murray's career, they would be the second or third best Jets quarterback of all time. So it's really not close. Now, and then what you said about the veterans minimum, I feel like makes it even more appetizing. If Aaron Glenn is really trying to save his job and, like he said, he's focusing a lot on defense. He's not abandoning the offense, but he got someone to run that. That's Frank Reich. And he's obviously expecting that to run at a certain level while he focuses on the defense. Kyler Murray immediately raises the baseline of what we're talking about. And the Jets have only had one passer. And I know I keep saying this, but it's the most disgusting stat, so I'm going to keep saying it. One passer in the last 5 years, 5 years, throw 10 touchdowns. There are 17 games in a season. 17 games in a season. People throw 3 touchdowns a game, 2 touchdowns a game. Come on now. The Jets haven't had someone throw 10 touchdowns in a season in the last 5 years besides Aaron Rodgers, who y'all ran out of town for no reason. Kyler Murray is somebody who can consistently throw 20 plus. He's going to run in a couple more. He is a fantastic player. And all you guys want to do is talk about video game. You guys want to talk about, I don't care what he does in his house, as long as it's legal. And the last time I checked, video games are still cool. They haven't been included in any sort of constitution. He can play all the video games he wants. When he's on the field, he is productive. He has produced at a very high level. This is the best quarterback option there is. Now, it's up to AG whether or not he agrees or, in terms of fit. Obviously, you are trying to build a culture, so you do need, a certain standard of leadership. But if we're talking strictly, on-field production, it doesn't get better than Kyler Murray.
Breaking news on the Kyler Murray thing. Zach Rosenblatt of The Athletic confirmed that Kyler Murray will be released on the first day of free agency, which is March 11th. And what I just said about the contract, he said, because the Cardinals will be footed with the bill, whatever teams will be in there will want veteran minimum. And he says that is very attractive to the Jets. So he just tweeted that out seconds ago. So fascinating. My thing here is this. I think me and you are aligned. We've been surprised by, the Jets were, trotting out. Let me throw this back up. Brady, Cook, Bailey, Zappi, and Justin Fields were like, I don't know. Like, that's our room. And we're saying, like, I'm not so sure about this Kyler Murray guy. And yes, again, Arizona, breaking news. I guess I'll hit it for this. Here you go. According to NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport, Arizona has informed Kyler Murray he will be released on the first day of the new league year. So that is officially official. So again, that was the full expectation, and that is what is going to happen. Again, we are 6 days away from the legal tampering period. That is March 9th. And then now free agency is, let me rephrase that. So March 9th is a legal tampering period. That opens at noon. 2.5 days later, basically, the new league year opens on Wednesday, March 11th at 4:00. But to go back to the Kyler thing on top of that, so thank you for Ian Rappaport. Thank us for picking this, Wudi. You picked us to have this quarterback episode at this time. That one seems to be working out very well, fresh off the combine. So credit to you on the timing of said episode. Perfect, as always. I just want to investigate the claims. Connor Hughes had in his piece that he spoke with a Cardinals coach that warned all kinds of things about his leadership and work ethic and the video game stuff. Rich Cimini had spoken with a player that was a teammate of Kyler Murray's that said, no, you don't want him. And like, is that true? Is that a miffed teammate, right? Is it someone that just had a bad relationship with Kyler and he's just dunking on him and trying to trash him? Like, I don't know what the legitimacy is, but he would be a massive upgrade over what we have. And another nugget, shout out to Connor Hughes for this. Kyler Murray's father and AG know each other. So there's a Texas A&M connection, apparently, that they know each other. So maybe AG thinks he can bring him in here and have some action. So, Kyler Murray. I'm intrigued by Kyler Murray. I am.
As you should be. As you should be.
There was a name earlier I wanted to get to who, again, I told you guys in the chat can throw names out there and we'll throw them up. Who had it? I should have started.
Oh, Anthony Richardson. Somebody.
What I wanted to get to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know where it was, but I'm sorry for losing it. I thought I put it aside. I definitely did not, apparently. So Anthony Richardson, he has been granted permission to seek a trade. That sounds like that would be very minimal compensation by all accounts, if a trade were to. Oh, yeah, there he is. CBW. Anthony Richardson, LOL. Yeah, there you go. So appreciate that. Would you have any interest in Anthony Richardson?
Well, so everything I just said about Kyler Murray,
Yeah.
right? Big thing was, and you just said, right, you got to investigate the claims. Like, there are claims against this person, but I'm saying, look at what the person does on the field, and I'm cool with, do all that, be on the field. Anthony Richardson, he got these claims about work ethic, leadership, quit on his team, literally in the middle of the game, talking about I'm tired. I can't lie. I've never seen that.
I haven't either.
But then on the field, like there is no defense for the on-field play. So I'm gonna have to say no to Anthony Richardson. I don't think there's a baseline level of intangibles you have to have, right? Some people, are great, excellent leaders. Some people are okay leaders. I think Anthony Richardson has probably the worst set of intangibles of anyone we're talking about right now. And I know it's tough because he does have that massive arm, one of the biggest arms available. Big dude, also can run. But, if you don't have it up here or in here, then, we really going off the physical. And, and he's inconsistent there too. So there's absolutely no facet of the game that makes me want to say, we need this person on my team. So he's actually right up there with Malik and Mac Jones as people to avoid. Yeah, that's probably my top 3 right there. Top 3 people to avoid.
Yeah, he has like a 50% completion percentage. So to try to put that into context, if he was on a boat and he dove out of the boat twice, 1 out of those 2 times he isn't hitting water. Like an old Anthony. I've never, I did not play in the NFL. I did not play at the college level. So take this for a grain of salt. I have never, a quarterback, no less, tap the helmet. Yeah, I'm good, man. What? What do you mean you're good? We're in the middle of a drive for you. What do you mean you're good? I've never heard of that in my life. I've never seen that in my life until that moment. That is one of the wildest things I've ever heard. And that's a big reason that, it all went to shit. Besides the fact he was not great. Now, he carved us up like a Thanksgiving turkey when they kept running him like a running back when we had that Jets-Colts game. And he stepped in. So he's got a lot of talent, obviously. But, again, we should probably say no to anyone. Obviously not. But, man, that unless you get him for nothing, and then he's just competing with 2 other people, and he you just take a wild dart throw like that. That's like a draft pick level talent that you're bringing in, maybe. But, I don't know if that's what you want to put in the locker room. I have a bunch of names here from the fans. So fans, thank you for submitting a bunch of these. So I'll throw them up and you could give a quick take. Mark Sacchetti, Lamar Jackson to the Jets.
I don't know how we can say no to this. Obviously the price is going to be high, but if they figure out a price. Oh, well, we have so many first round picks. For some reason I forgot about it for those 10 seconds. But yeah. Clearly, come on. Yo, pen right here. That's absolutely a no-brainer. No-brainer.
I have to say, when Lamar came up as possibility, right, there's the Harbaugh Lamar rumors, and I brought up hey, Lamar Jackson guys, and so many Jet fans said, nah, we're good. And I was just like, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. They were talking about, he gets injured too much. Yep. Yeah, they brought that up, and they said I don't know, he doesn't get it done in the playoffs, and I'm like. I'm I don't know, man. Where the hell do I sign? Yeah. Pulled the Wudi. Yeah, Lamar, 2-time MVP. Wudi, do you know how many MVPs the Jets have? How many MVPs at any position the Jets have had in their history?
Damn, have they had one? Did they have one?
They have.
I didn't think they did.
They're one of a select amount of teams that's never had an MVP at any point in their history. Not once. So Lamar, 2-time MVP? Nah, we good. Okay. Yeah. So Mark Sacchetti, hell yeah. If the Ravens are getting froggy and Jesse Minter wants to do something crazy, sign me the hell up. Uncle Indy says Dylan Gabriel. He has brought this up, and I'm going to be honest. I've thought of Dylan Gabriel negative amount of time. I've never even thought about him as a possibility. But they have Shador and Todd Monken's coming in there, so maybe he is expendable. He brought up Marcus Mariota, and then you draft Moore next year. Dante Moore. We got you, Dante Moore, you bastard. You thought you got away from us the first time. We got you the second time. Do you have any Dylan Gabriel or Marcus Mariota interest?
I can't lie. I couldn't care less for Peter Gabriel. But the concept of Mariota and Moore, that's super interesting. Like the Oregon connection and then similar skill sets. That is interesting. And Mariota, just alone, I put him in that same ilk of the Kirk Cousins, of the Derek Carr.
Really?
Well, of ilk, so he is, what I mean by that is he's an old dude who he won't look horrible in 2026. I don't think he will. But most importantly, for that 2027, I'm not trying to say Arch or whoever is drafted, it could be anyone. Mariota's a really nice guy to have in that room. Like actually a nice guy, and then also has some experiences and stuff like that. He's clearly not on the same like tier of that ilk, but I would still put him as a guy who can play games this year and help the QB next year.
Okay, can you explain to me what this pyramid is? Because you said he's the same ilk, but not on the same tier. So, like, what is an ilk? Alex,
the same type. So a mentor, like Josh McCown.
So cut from the same cloth.
Yes.
Okay, but you're not saying Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr, and Marcus are the same, like on the pyramid. They're not on the same level.
Yes, that is correct.
I just wanted to make sure because I was like, damn, okay, well, Marcus Mariota stock up for James Wudi. I'm like, he's fine as like if you told me, Paul, I've looked into the future, Marcus is one of 3 quarterbacks that are on the Jets roster in camp. I'm like, all right. If you tell me he is the man, I'm like, oh. I don't know, but
but that's like I feel like that's how I would feel about like Kirk. Like Kirk is probably best suited as a backup, but we don't have that situation. So he's one of the better options, right? Mariota is not as good, but it's the same concept of this guy's not long term. He is going to play now. Mm-hmm. It's not going to look like dog shit this year, and then next year. There's a great, oh my God, unbelievable person in the room for this QB. And Mariota, I wouldn't say, oh my God, unbelievable. That's where I would put Carr. Like Carr is one of the best I would put up there. But way lower. Mariota, yeah, for sure.
By the way, we're fighting all the narratives that we never answer comments on this show. So, hey.
Indy.
Yeah, that's true. All right, here's another one. What about J.J. McCarthy? Mark Sacchetti says.
What? Mark, you went from Lamar to J.J.? Get out of here, man. You only look at the purple jerseys.
Purple. They're both purple.
Nah, hell no to J.J. Hell to the nah. There's nothing, no price, nothing. I don't want anything to do with J.J.
Okay. All right, that's fine. You don't want J.J. McCarthy, but what about 9?
That was good. Nah, we should. No, thank you.
Both? I see.
Yeah, okay. I'd rather have Jenna McCarthy in the stands than JJ out here doing anything.
I have heard those rumors from the combine that the Vikings are quote unquote done with JJ and they're going to just reset. My fear is like if Kevin O'Connell can't do it with JJ McCarthy, why do we think we can? I with all due respect, I just I don't know. I liked the kid in college. I thought he was tough as nails and a leader, and he was on that undefeated Michigan team that won the championship, and he never had to really do too much because the rest of the team was really good. So, like,
too many people can confuse team success with quarterback value. Too many people do that.
Okay. And
JJ should be a shining example. I said it before the draft when they was hyping him up, talking about he could be a first. I said first rounder. What are they talking about? And some people just are a shining example of that. JJ is one of those people.
Hey, thank you to the Vikings who traded up with us to get JJ McCarthy. We dropped back one spot and took Olu Muiwa. So appreciate that. Thank you, Vikings Purple People Eaters. We gotcha, suckers. All right, let's get another one in here. FSOD to God 36. Drew Lock is getting cut by the Seahawks. He'd be a good QB2 option.
I mean, we looking for a QB1 and 2. Drew Lock.
He's ass. I'm just going to come out and say he's ass. I saw him with the Giants, and oh dear God, I'd lock him out of the house. Nah.
I was trying to be nice, but there's nothing. There's nothing.
Trash. With all due respect, I've saw the guy 36. Like he total trash. Yeah, screw Drew Lock. Dirty Cooch Media says Joe Milton III, Jameis Winston, Jake Browning, Tanner McKee are all worth a 5th-round flyer, in my opinion. Again, I just want to say in this theme, because Rich Samiti wrote about this in his Sunday column, that the Jets could explore sort of the backup market. I just think a lot of these teams are going to be hesitant to trade their backups to the Jets for a 5th-round pick, which a 5th-round pick is a nice pick to have, but it's inconsequential. Like if I'm some of these teams, again, the Tanner McKee thing is interesting because last year of his deal and there's intriguing stuff there, but Jameis Winston with Jackson Dart's injury issues, I think they want to keep him. Joe Milton, the Cowboys traded for in the first place, so I don't think they're in a rush to trade him again unless they have another idea for another guy. And let's be honest, Jake Browning looked like shit when he filled in for Joe Burrow. And they just, they assumed they were throwing him the keys to the car from a couple of years ago, and he was terrible, and they had to go trade for Joe Flacco's old ass. So, on Jake Browning, I'm out. But Tanner McKee, he's interesting. I don't know if it's a 5th rounder or what his value is, but the other guys, Jake Browning, I don't want. But Winston and Joe Milton, I just don't think they're available. Tanner McKee, maybe because of the unique circumstances, but I don't know.
I know we said this more than once. Literally, this episode, Boy Green and I don't agree a lot. We seem to be doing a lot of agreeing on the QB discussion. Hell no to Jake Browning. The other 3 I would take, and I agree. I don't know how available these guys are. I mean, especially when you have, my guy Jackson Dart playing head first. You need Jameis. You're gonna need him, and who knows that better than his new head coach John Harbaugh, who was just playing with Lamar getting hurt, and you need your Snoop Huntleys. So I don't think these guys are available. But if any of the 3 were willing to take it, I would be hyped actually with any of them rolling into this year.
Again, if we're looking to have fun, and someone said this on Boyd Green Daily earlier, Jameis Winston is fun. I'm going into the season without a lot of expectations. Again, maybe that's going to change with the crazy free agency and draft. All of a sudden, I'm hyped back up again. But right now, in this moment in time, I'm going to win no expectations, and let's just sort of see what happens. Jameis would be a super fun guy that's going to give Garrett Wilson shots down the field. And he's, there's going to be picks, but there's going to be touchdowns. And for offense, it's been terrible for a long time. I'd love to see us sort of live on the edge. Good things are going to happen. Bad things are going to happen. So it'd be fun if he's available. I'd be sort of curious. Let's go to Philium here. He brings up Mariota as well. Apparently got to work on his name because his name's been mispronounced his entire career, apparently. And then Sam Howell and a dart throw, Philium says. We talked about Mariota a few times. What about Howell?
Howell is very interesting. For some reason, I always associate Drew Lock with Howell, so I just thought about him when we were talking about Drew Lock.
Oh, okay.
But Howell, when they was letting him play in the Commanders, he was kind of looking like a little white Jameis. They were airing it out. They were getting yards. They were getting TDs, but they were getting picks. So if Howell was the choice, I'm not saying, we win in the Super Bowl, but I think we would have a lot of fun. And I think that horrific stat about the 10 TDs would be a thing of the past. Like Howell, he's gonna throw the ball. Garrett's gonna have a good season. But unfortunately, so will the opposing DBs.
Yeah, Howell's a fun guy. Well, again, it depends on which Howell you've gotten. The Washington version from a couple of years ago was tantalizing. He was for a while, I don't know what he ended up finishing up, but for a while he was top 5 in the league in passing yards. He was, he's a young cat. So maybe the Jets choose to explore in those waters where it's not like a 37-year-old, it's a 24, 25-year-old that's had limited opportunities, and then the Jets give whoever that is a chance or get a couple of those guys in the room and see what happens. So, Philium, you got me a little bit on Sam Howell. I don't think I'm clicking my heels and doing an Irish step dance if we get Sam Howell, but as one of the options in the room, you could do worse, I think, than that. And speaking of doing worse, let's go to KY Jets fan NJ, Trey Lance.
I've heard good things about like Lance's development. That he's been a little bit better. The big issue with him was that he didn't have enough experience, right? Like we talked about his career games, high school, college, and NFL combined was like less than a couple of people's like just NFL. Like, and he actually low key hasn't played too many games like since then. But he's been in the system. I think there will be a time where he can come in and be good enough. Is that this year? We don't know. Am I willing to roll the dice? No. I mean, I feel like we need a little higher of a floor than Trey Lance. So while I like him, I didn't say mean things about him. I will have to firmly say no thank you to Trey Lance.
Yeah, made of glass, and also he just hasn't been able to get those reps that he needs. Now, the Jets are giving reps away, so he'd be like, oh, that's perfect. But I'm just not there with you, Trey. I'm sorry. I see your brother was at the Combine, and good luck to him as he's trying to get himself into the league. But you're going to soon find your way out of it. So
Dan, come on now. No. Right? He's Herbert's QB too, right? He's out here chilling, doing his thing.
Yeah, he's something like that.
I've seen this name a bunch of times. I'm gonna jump the line, because I've seen it so many times.
Okay.
A reunion. People love reunions.
Okay.
And the line he ain't right back. It actually doesn't make sense. But anyway, Geno Smith. Right? Yeah. He was a bum for a long time. Then he had like a nice season, Pete Carroll. Then he had that line that I don't think really makes too much sense. And then he continued to be a bum. Led the league in interceptions, I want to say the last 2 years. If not that, he has the most interceptions in the league for the last like 2 years combined. But M. Vallette, who I love and respect, has mentioned him a couple of times, and I've seen someone else mention him. Is Geno the worst option? No. I think he's actually a fairly decent. Would I want him? Fuck no. Oh my God. I don't curse on this show like that, but nah. I wouldn't want him. I don't care about none of that reunion sentimental bullshit. All right. He's nah. I don't want that. And I don't think he's a good mentor. Like he's trying to, he's in it for himself. Are you for real? He's in it for himself. That's why why wouldn't the Raiders be like, yo, we got Fernando coming in, show him the
There
ropes.
has been rumors of that they are considering it.
They are. Yeah. Well,
apparently. We'll see what's real, but yeah.
Yeah, nah.
We'll see. For himself. Hot damn! Wow. Okay.
Damn.
I'll tell you this: it would come on, like the nostalgic, Geno being. There would be a fun little thing with that.
Y'all were just telling me to start getting attached to players, and now all of a sudden we talking about the nostalgia of like one of the worst periods in Jets history. Like, yo, what are y'all talking about? The nostalgia of what? Him throwing pick sixes left and right, getting punched in the face for $500.
That was
so nostalgic.
Yeah, that's that one was tough. Let's go to MFC on the Take Flight Talk channel. Jarrett Stidham is our savior, the backup quarterback with the Broncos. Rich Samini said he was a name to watch for the Jets. It would be a trade situation. Jarrett Stidham?
I don't know who watching, but it's not me. It's not me.
Yeah, he's 29 and he's about to turn 30, and he's had 4 starts in his career. Like I don't know, man. I'd rather just go in a free pool. Like, why am I trading something for Jarrett? With all due respect, why am I trading something for Jarrett Stidham? Like, nah, man.
Nah. Is it? Should I hit him with it? Because my name hasn't been said.
Okay. I'll just bring up these random comments first. Macho Talk Sports says you got to be a bad quarterback to fail with KOC and Justin Jefferson. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
And then Keep It Simple RC says, BG, will Mendoza survive year one with the Raiders? That offensive line is trash, but if I'm the Raiders and I got all this crazy money, I'm trying to sign Tyler Linderbaum. I'm trying to build a wall around Mendoza and use all your crazy assets. Hey, give a lot of credit. Another team that had a bad offensive line, the Chicago Bears last year. Now, apparently their 27-year-old star center just retired at 27, so yikes.
Yeah.
Just saw that breaking news, so Bears may have to be rebuilding a little quicker. But that offseason, they got creative. They traded for guys, they signed guys, they drafted guys. So you can turn it around quick. I mean, you just got to hit it, which is, easier said than done. But he will if they do a much better job. They've got Ashton Genty, Brock Bowers. Their wide receivers stink. But, they could. But we'll see. They need to do it. They need to do it. But go ahead, give it to us.
Well, of course, I know about that O-line, rebuilding the O-line because it took Joe Douglas his entire tenure. So it's tough to see these other teams. But a guy that I like a lot. I think if he was a Jets quarterback, we would have fun. We would have fun. Is he the long-term solution? And Gohan Ingrid actually brought this up. We don't know what AG and Muji are looking for. Are they looking for a Band-Aid, a quick fix? Or are they looking for a long-term, a surgery, a long-term solution? We actually don't know that, which is why this discussion has so many different possibilities because, there's options in the draft, there's options in free agency. This dude, I feel like this is going to be a hot take. This sounds crazy. I think he can be either one if need be. I'm clearly still trying to draft somebody in 2027, but I think if need be, he could, and that is the dude that gets no respect. Rodney Dangerfield himself, Mr. Davis Mills of the Houston Texans. Don't fix that face. Fix that face. This is somebody who had a decent season for the Texans. He was actually one of the best of his draft class that year. As a rookie, he was forced into play. And then, of course, they replaced him with C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud has one of the best rookie seasons in the history of the NFL. So Mills is an afterthought. And then we don't know what's been happening to C.J. We literally, whatever is happening to him needs to be studied. I can't wait for the documentary. But Davis Mills has had to start this past year as a result of whatever's been going on with CJ, and he still looks the exact same. Is he? That's what I'm saying. Is he, Dan Marino? Hell no. But this is somebody who I know isn't trash. Like, I know for a fact he is not trash. So he can come in here and be the quarterback of the New York Jets.
So you just answered your own thing there. With CJ Stroud looking all kinds of sketchy, why would the Texans trade Davis Mills? And they just extended him last year, September. They gave him a 1-year extension to make sure he was under contract for 2026. Why would they trade him?
That's a good question. BG. And see, I'm not gonna lie, CJ Stroud has been looking shady. But hey, maybe they believe the hype. He cut off the dreads, right? He cut, he got a clean cut now. He's a new CJ, new CJ, new him.
Right.
And the Jets, there's like we already said, the $1 million man. Everybody has a price. All right.
What are you trading for what is his price?
Davis Mills. So it's an expiring contract like this year, right? That's what you said.
Yeah. So he has 1 year left on his deal through 2026. Yeah.
AG, I mean, there is no tomorrow. If I'm Aaron Glenn, there is no tomorrow. You need to win 7 games, however many games. Okay. I would give a fourth. I would give a fourth for Davis Mills.
Right my God.
I would. What are you talking about? So what do you think about Davis Mills as a player? Like, for real, like if he was a quarterback. Yeah, talk to me.
He's got he's Mr. Beanstalk neck. He's got that giraffe neck going on there for old Davis Mills. His head's in a different stratosphere than the rest of his body. But
that's true.
There is a connection, of course, because if you look at Davis Mills, if you look at his, sort of journey into the league, he's a Stanford guy, which would connect him with Frank Reich, of course. He checks off the bucket list. He's 6'4", 225 pounds. The height requirements are there. AG was once a Texan, so he's got old connections to Houston, I imagine, are still there. His numbers have just been sort of, mediocre. Like, give him credit. When CJ Stroud got hurt in the middle of this year, Davis Mills held down the fort, and it looked like the Texans, they were this hot, sexy team before the year. Ooh, they could be something. And then he was able to sort of steady the boat. So I think he's fine. And I get CBW saying, wasn't Mills gone before he's there? That's not what I mean. It's like Houston, like Aaron Glenn isn't there in Houston now. I'm just talking about, it's like Tanner McKee. Tanner McKee didn't directly cross over Frank Reich, but he knows people at Stanford. He knows people in Philadelphia. So I'm saying that he just has the connection to these guys where he could get information on them is what I mean. No, he did not cross over there with him, I don't believe. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about in general. I think he's mid. That's just the best way to put him. And again, I guess we're going through a lot of mid options, so it is what it is. But I also just don't think he's going to be available. That's, again, we keep running into this problem. Again, maybe we're going to be surprised. Maybe they're going to trade for Jameis Winston. Maybe they're going to trade for one of these guys. And I'm like, well, I was dead wrong. And maybe that's going to happen. It just, I don't know.
Well, if they are in the trade market, that's the first person I'm looking at to trade.
What about Mad Mertz? If Mills is the answer, are we asking the right
question? I thought that cracked me up. I was hoping you wouldn't see that. That was man funny. But that's what I'm saying. But you gotta see it. What that's the thing. Like, you gotta see like what they can do, who they're doing it with, right, and what the coaching is around them. Like, Mills was never supposed to succeed. He's not a first-round quarterback. Like, this is a dude that's been an afterthought his whole career, and look at what he's doing when no one's giving him any love. Like, almost time and time, like year in, year out, has almost had better, stats than Justin Fields. Who was the franchise QB that was drafted to be that all the people, all the coaches have been around. And, Mills is out here doing his thing. So to give him that, now you're elevating somebody to be even better. And that's how some of these guys, like a Sam Darnold, who the last couple of seasons was, considered an afterthought, when you finally find out how many times this offseason or, the road to the Super Bowl, he kept talking about, I'm so happy that they believe in me. They believe in me. Seattle, they believe in me. Ain't nobody believe in Davis Mills besides his mama and me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's what I'm saying. You go to a place that believes in you. Unfortunately, the belief in Justin Fields wasn't enough. My man's just still crying in the closet. But some of these guys, some of these people that actually had got some dog in them, and, Fields and Mills' dog might have some giraffe in them too. But come on now, giraffe, dog, all of the above. That's my guy. And don't be surprised if he does end up somewhere else somehow, some way, if he does some work.
Yeah, so that's all the names on my list, Wudi. I don't know if you have any other ones you wanted to address.
This is a name that we didn't say at all, but, I have a great respect for him. So out of respect for him, I am going to mention him. He's also on Spot Track, the number 3 QB around. Is Russell Wilson. I know everyone's going to throw up in their mouth. Oh, Russell. Oh,
Mr. Unlimited. God. Right.
But, this is somebody who played the Cowboys, which is the team that the Jets played, and lit them the fuck up like a Christmas tree. Jets, couldn't do anything until pretty much garbage time. So it would definitely be an improvement. I wouldn't say he's a mentor as much as like all the other 37-year-olds. I think him and Joe Flacco belong in their own cloth of just being old guys that want to be young again. But again, that's somebody who I know for a fact. I can literally guarantee it, tattoo it on my arm, that he's going to throw more than 10 touchdowns in a season. And you, again, might say, Wudi, that's such a ridiculous, well, like, why is that the benchmark? Because in the last 5 years, we've only done it once. So that's actually a huge deal, is when I'm looking at somebody, oh, can they throw 10 touchdowns this year? And Russell can.
Yeah, again, Mr. Unlimited, Russell Danger Wilson.
I think it was Dangerous, wasn't it? Like Dangerous.
Oh, yeah. My apologies. I feel like our options are just so terrible that we have to consider everybody. So Russell Wilson will be available. And again, if he's one of the quarterbacks in the room, I think the Jets should have like 3 guys, legitimately, like when we're in camp. And it could be Kyler Murray, like Russell Wilson, or like a random rookie. Like that should probably be the room. Multiple veterans, and then throw in a young kid somewhere in there at some point, and then let's just go to war, Balake, and let's figure it out. And so, yes, could Russell Wilson be one of those guys? Sure. Why the hell not?
The Russ slander is crazy. Just remember, 2 years ago, was it 2 years ago? Or however you count seasons. So, like, he was clearly a Giant. He was a Steeler before that. The year before that in Denver, he was like top 10 in like every passing statistic. Just Sean Payton hated his guts.
Yep. I couldn't imagine why.
Oh, it's clear. Racism.
Whoa. Yikes.
Hey, Great White Hope.
There you go. God bless America. Well, Wudi, our longest show in a while, and for good reason, because it was a quarterback episode. This Thursday is one of the most anticipated episodes we do every year. Like I said, 6 days from now is a legal tampering period. 2 days after that is free agency starting. So we're going to reveal, the top 5 calls if we were running the shop, the Jets should make in free agency or the legal tampering period or any of these things. This top free agent, maybe it's not a top free agent, maybe it's just a key need that we're like, we love this player and we want to go get this guy. There's a lot of interpretation. We'll put up graphics with it and stuff. It's going to be super interesting, and I love doing that every year, Wudi. So Thursday should be a lot of fun.
It will be an absolute blast. I got my phone right here. All right. And I'm going to pick it up on Thursday, and we making 5 calls. It's so exciting because the next episode we have after that, as you guys know, is Tuesday, and we'll already be in it. So this is our last time before it happens to officially say who are the 5 first calls. And we're talking about calls. All right. So that includes all the free agents. It includes all the GMs, right? Are we calling a GM? Are we trying to make a trade? Are we? How many QBs are in that first 5 calls? We just started talking about QBs right now. It's a great way to look at everything all at once and prioritize. You got 5. 5 time. Let's make these 5 calls one of my favorite episodes of all time.
And CBW asked, does your top 5 have to include a quarterback? I would imagine so. I've done some.
Hey, it's your call. It can include whatever you want. You can.
There's no rules. There's no rules, so you don't have to. But again, I've been starting to sort of the last couple of days think about the calls I'd want to make before I make them official and put them on a list and say, okay, here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But probably, I would imagine that's going to work its way in there. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Who knows? Wudi, super fun show. Thanks everybody for all the well wishes. I've made it here to the end of the show, and I feel pretty good. So hopefully that's a good sign for tomorrow, and we don't have a relapse over here. So awesome. We have 300 people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. Let's give some love to our buddy here of TFT, Take Flight Talk, Mr. James Gashdarn Wudi, baby. Wudi, tell him.
Yo, come on now. We out here. We talking Jets. We talking New York Jets. That's actually the opening line of our theme song of our flagship show. You should check it out. Sharon will tell you theme song is off the hook. One of the best. But we got a lot of things going on the channel. Of course, live reactions to the news. You got to see my tears in real time with Jermaine Johnson getting sent away. You get to see this show. Come on, the chat for this show was popping on both channels side by side, all episode long. The greatest 3 p.m. show of all time. And then the flagship show with Abby, who's been covering the Jets for over a decade, and Michael, who is he is an active college running back. He actually missed the last episode because he was at practice, not a game, but practice, covering those X's and O's. But when he is on the show with us, he's looking at it from a different perspective. It's a great blend of personalities and perspectives. So please, you guys have been following. I've been seeing the subscriber count, climb up. So we need to keep on climbing because diapers, unfortunately, are not cheap. They're kind of expensive. So keep it up. Keep showing love. And we're going to keep on producing.
That's for damn sure, everybody. So I will be back on tomorrow morning for Boy Green Daily. We'll be back on together for Boy Green Beach Wudi on Thursday at 3 o'clock. So again, thanks everybody for tuning in. Fun show, great stuff, and we'll be back again to do it soon. Wudi, enjoy the day, my friend.
You too. Everybody in the comments, IG too. Appreciate you guys. Have a great day.